I apologize in advance, everybody. I know I've let you guys down on the folks lately. The last few videos, I didn't do the Rudy folks. So you know why? Because I spent $20 on this haircut. The biggest fleecing of money that I've done in at least 17 to 25 minutes. So folks, we have a very important follow-up video today. In the last few weeks, last few months, everyone's been going crazy for Magic the Gathering collector boxes. We all know that. Not a surprise. No one's judging it. So Captain Shill, Captain Pump, King Pump with Princess Pump. It's getting weird. If you haven't heard, when Wildsville Drain collectors hit $1,000 a box, the market was very unhappy. There's been boycotts and there's been conversations on social media. All the most important, very free speech social media platforms, very, where they have like Facebook groups where you have to be approved and good enough to be a part of. And, you have the Reddit groups and Discords that are very, very high end. I tried to make an account, and when I posted my first message, my webcam took a picture of me and said I'm not allowed to post because I wasn't wearing a three-piece suit. So I realized the importance of these social media platforms, and only the people posting this intelligence information actually have to wear suits and be very educated. It's crazy. I love the highly educated. Anyways, so Wildsville Drain collectors at $1,000 a box. The market reacted. Everybody started banding together on social media and to boycott Wildsville Drain and collector box prices skyrocketing everywhere. And I'm here to report the update of the public and social media rejected Wildsville Drain collector boxes. Have you guys seen what happened on TCG Player? The $1,000 Wildsville Drain collector boxes. They're not $1,000 anymore. Everybody band together to boycott the $1,000 price point. And I checked again because you guys blew up my email. And the Wildsville Drain collector boxes are no longer $1,000. Guess how much they dropped to? $1,200. So I can definitely tell the people who matter the most and that are telling everyone to boycott with their wallet. I got a bumper sticker in the mail, and says that I give free mouth hugs. I'm not sure how that's going to help the collector box price, but I went ahead and put it on my bicycle, and right behind the playing card and the wheel, so it sounds like I have an exotic car. So anyways, these nuts. All right, sorry, I'm back. Sorry, I was gonna do this whole skit of it, but I want to have a real conversation. I'm sorry, buddy. So we continue to see the divide between the people who are still resisting the current market conditions, screaming that this is the biggest manipulative thing and pump and dumps and whatever. Nobody gives a shit. And, I saw new highs for Strixhaven collector boxes. I saw new highs for Throneville Drain collectors. Apparently Bloomborough is about at 1,000 now. And I got messages this morning from you guys saying that Lord of the Rings Holiday is no longer $2,500 a box. I believe it's about to be 3,000. Fallout's over 1,000. Final Fantasy collectors are pretty flat, which is interesting. Nice little consolidation period, which I think is very healthy. I think Final Fantasy collectors, I don't think they should go up at all. I think they should be flat for at least the rent. If the healthiest thing we could see right now is Final Fantasy collectors staying at $1,300 to $1,500. No growth for 3, 6, even up to 12 months. That would be the healthiest part of the market. Now, do I think that's going to happen? No, I don't. I think we're going to continue to. Unfortunately, I think there's going to be another leg up. It's kind of how Pokemon moves. Is Pokemon? I guess we're gonna pivot to Pokemon in a second here, but I mostly want to discuss with you all that we're seeing a lot of movement in even. Do I have any Double Masters? I don't have a box near me. Double Masters 2022. I haven't brought that up in a long time. Same thing with some of these other things. These Modern Horizons 2. We're starting to see some interesting movements in some of these other what we call reprint or master or different type of reprint magic boxes. Modern Masters 2022, the draft boxes are now an all-time high at 350. The collector boxes are just under 300, which was the previous all-time high before the crash, funded by Cynthia Philip Morris Funko Pop ex-girlfriend Williams. And it's interesting to see some of these starting to make a run back up. Now, we do have a lot of products still left behind and not participating. You know, Modern Horizons 1, Midnight Hunt set boxes. We are definitely seeing not all Magic products are participating. Obviously, Vintage in Magic the Gathering, high-end Black Lotus, Power 9, ABU, Four Horsemen. Absolutely no money, no crypto money, nothing is flowing into that still. We're on year, what was it, 2021 was the peak, 22, 23, 24, 25. So we are 4 years into the vintage bear market of Magic the Gathering. That's been quite fascinating. But let's move forward now. Enough of the rambling on this stuff. We know what's going on with collector boxes. There's nothing to point out and talk about. I mean, everybody knows. It just, and if you talk to people who really want to have a more in-depth conversation about it, you'll probably actually start, the more you discuss it with people, the more you're going to learn that it's, what we're experiencing in Magic collector boxes just feels more intense than what it is, because it's not a linear movement on the graph. We're having very parabolic moves, which in isolation is usually an unhealthy market or a bubble. But the problem is, when you have a product that's negative or flat for 3 years, then all of a sudden it doubles or triples. In reality, if you readjust that line and look at the line over that period of time, it goes back to its actual average, which is what I've been saying would always happen. I didn't know when it would happen, and I didn't think it would be this quick and this aggressive, but it did happen. Oh, I see that. I'll bring it up. Baldur's Gate continues to be... I was going to make a whole separate video on Baldur's Gate. I haven't gotten to it yet, but we're about to get into the busy release cycle again, and I wanted to run through all the releases and what I have coming up and allocations. I wanted to run through that with Pokemon and Sorceries Gothic, the Magic the Gathering Spider-Man, the Avatar, the big Flesh and Blood Super Slam, and all the drama because somebody stole their shit and spoiled everything. There's a lot of things I've been wanting to run into and kind of go through, but again, time has been a very sensitive topic for me lately. But yeah, Baldur's Gate, I feel like that's going to need an entire other video, because I've been getting a lot of you guys and Patreon messages of, you know, hey Rudy, I've only been in the card industry for 6 to 12 months. Can you explain to me about the Baldur's Gate thing? Why is that always like a meme in your video? Why do you always say Baldur's Gate bankrupted stores? Can you please... I've been actually getting more people that are newer in the industry in the last 12 months asking me questions about the Baldur's Gate situation. And that also tells me the turnover of people coming and going of this industry still remains very high. I'd say we still have a very high attrition rate of patrons, customers, LGSs, and people, because I can tell, if you don't know what happened 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, anything COVID, or even before COVID, that tells me how new you are to this market. And for the people who don't understand, it's the same thing with Pokemon. When you see all these people about, oh, look at Rudy he's a hoarder and a scalper and he's an evil person. It tells me how uneducated you are, because you clearly weren't around when stores and distribution and LGSs and people were begging me to buy shit that nobody wanted. And I was the only dumbass and the stupid, uneducated, retarded Rudy over here. I was the idiot deploying money into things that everybody thought was the absolute dumbest thing possible. And I had no competition because everybody was just laughed. I mean, imagine being in a bear market. The S&P is flat to negative for 2 years. Interest rates are sky high. Inflation's going crazy in the cruel summer of 2022, 23. And imagine somebody saying, hey, Rudy, will you take your hundreds of thousands in liquidity and buy all this SVO 1, 2, 3, 4 crap that's overprinted, and we'll mark the price down from 90 a box to 80 a box, 75 a box, 70 a box. You know, I mean, you'd have to be a moron in tough economic times to dump everything into one of the worst new eras of Pokemon, Scarlet, Violet. And so, yeah, the people who haven't been around, you stand out like a sore thumb. It really makes me kind of go, ugh. It's ugh. Hold on, one more time. Ugh. It's very cringy because you stand out. I can tell people who just don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And, you know, that's just part of the world. And you just smile and nod and, you know, hold their hand. You know, offer them a mouth hug by someone you don't like and someone who's creepy. And just move on with your life. You can't let the people like that really dwell on you, but it's important to understand them. I probably will make a whole video on the Baldur's Gate, because it's been a couple years now, and I feel like a lot of that's being forgotten because a lot of people kind of want me to discuss the pre-release, the release, and the post-release situation of what happened with Commander Legends 2 Boulder Gate and why it was an absolute nuclear level disaster. And what in that little people to this day, people believe Boulder's Gate was single-handedly responsible for the tipping point of Magic's bear market in that summer. People still believe that. So I will probably do a long-form video of just Boulder's Gate to hold you guys' hands, walk through the whole thing. If you want me to do that, comment below. I'm kind of curious. I'll actually check the comments. I promise you I'll start checking comments again. And how many subscribers does my channel have? Am I at 300, 400? Did I ever break 400? I need to start paying attention. I'm sorry, guys. I haven't checked comments and things in so long. I'll film these videos, and then I'll forget to upload them for like 3 days, and I'll upload them. That's why people are like, is Rudy in the future? Is he in the past? I don't remember the date. Sometimes my videos I find, I'm like, oh shit, I didn't upload that. It's been like 3 weeks, and like prices are different. People look at me like I'm crazy. It's kind of funny, though. Adds engagement. Makes my channel do well. Helps social media make fun of me. But yeah, if you want a Boulder's Gate isolated video walkthrough, let me know. Same thing with Pokemon. I feel like I've beaten on that dead horse for a lot, but if you guys want me to do a video on Pokemon where we walk through the end of Pokemon, I touched on it a little bit a few weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago, when I did that video about Paldean and Crown Zenith. I touched on a little bit of the timeline from that era. If you guys want me to make an actual timeline of the SVO1 release with base of Scarlet Violet and what happened, same thing with Silver Tempest and the infamous collapse of Lost Origins. If you want me to rehash that and actually walk you guys through it, we can have a video on that. Just comment below. I feel like I've kind of dabbled on it, but I feel like I haven't actually walked the whole timeline. And I like to have video records of all this stuff I'm doing on this channel because it helps me and my future family and kids in the future and hopefully grandkids in the future, so people can look back at this era and what I'm going through, what I'm discussing, what I'm focused on. And, you know, this channel, I'm a very selfish person, so a lot of this channel, what you all don't understand, is almost like a vlog of what I'm going through with the markets, and so that there's a record of all these things that happen, because otherwise all this stuff gets lost in time. And I told you guys, I want to have records, because in the future, it's like right now, everyone, I mean, I still get new patrons and messages from you guys. Rudy, why is Lord of the Rings Holiday $3,000? Rudy, why is Fusion Strike 11 really? 1,200 a box? I still get messages of like, I don't understand why this is. And that tells me that, you know, number one, it's tough to find information of the past. A lot of this stuff gets lost in translation, lost in the past. It just, life and time have a way of getting past all of us, and time is going by really fast. Remember that, folks. The days are long, the years are short, and, you know, it's, I mean, you guys do realize the bull market started November, December of 2023. We're about to hit 2 years into the bull market from when Magic and Pokemon bottomed on the Black Friday Amazon dumps of Magic and Magic 30. Like, I don't think people understand. We are 2 years into the fiercest, most aggressive, most unbelievable bull market of cards I've ever seen in my life. And you're talking to a guy who's done this for over 20 years. I've been with distribution now for 15 to 18 years, depending which one. Like, I mean, you know, I've seen a lot of shit, man. And I know a lot of people just come and go. That's why you can't let people and bad customers and people bother you, because they're not going to be around anyways. Just smile and nod, you know? So, anyways, moving forward here, let's discuss what's coming up here. So we've got a couple major things. First, this is what we have coming. Marvel Spider-Man, Sorcery Gothic, Pokemon, Brand New Era, ME1, Mega Evolutions, Flesh and Blood, Super Slam, Weiss, we got some small releases. We just had the Sword Art Online Gun Gale, which was really cool. I love those sets. Those little, I don't know why they're cool. It's an extra box. I thought it was a premium box, but apparently it's an extra. We are 30-ish days away from Azure Lane 2 in Weiss. I am forewarning you. I am forewarning everybody right now. Azure Lane 2 for Weiss Schwartz is coming. If you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, I don't even know why you watch this channel. One last time for the slow people that are related to me. Azure Lane 2 booster boxes for Weiss are coming. If you don't know what that is, just type in Azure Lane, press enter on TCG Player, look at the set, look at the very healthy women, and look at the boxes and look what's going on. Azure Lane 2 is going to be another insane, volatile release, just like Nikki. Now, I don't know if they're going to do reprints or silver signatures in the future. I have no clue what they're going to do, but I'm warning you in advance, it's going to be bananas. Now, so starting. Let's start with Magic the Gathering here. So, we are now a couple weeks away from Spider-Man. Officially the end of the month. Let's start with this. People are very polarized right now on Spider-Man. First, I'm going to give you my personal opinion. Spider-Man does not do much for me. I am not a big Marvel. I am not a big superhero. I guess I'm a DC Comics. I'm DC me a little bit. I'm a little bit more of a Batman guy. Oh God, if they do a Batman Magic the Gathering, Jesus Christ. I'm not a huge Spider-Man Marvel guy. I understand how big Marvel Spider-Man in the Marvel brand is. My opinion and what I care about isn't really that relevant. The market right now has Spider-Man collectors at around $900 a box. I guess with tax, $950. And of course, the question remains, is this another Final Fantasy where it's just going to blow over 1,000? Is it going to, I don't have the answer to that. In my opinion, yes. As we march to the future, Spider-Man collectors will go over 1,000. Is it going to be fast? Is it going to be 5 years? Nobody knows that. Wizards has shown it's a limited product. And for whatever stupid reason, Spider-Man collectors have a lower allocation than Final Fantasy. I can't comprehend that, but that's just what's going on. Is there a serialized card with Spider-Man? I don't know. So, the playbox situation is also becoming very concerning. We are within a couple weeks now of Tarkir Dragonstorm playboxes. I've been told that they've already been printed, and they are being packed and handled in logistics right now. So Tarkir Dragonstorm playboxes, the restock of that is coming. Now again, I'm on the books with multiple distributors saying I want as many as you can give me. I don't care. I will go up to like 5-10 pallets from each distributor. I don't even care. Please. I have hundreds, if not at least 1,000 to 2,000 patrons begging for Tarkir play boxes, especially at the Rudy $99.99 price, including me paying your PayPal fees and shipping and everything. Now, as long as I can get filled that, I'm going to put it back to patrons. You guys have at it. I should be able to keep it in stock for 6 months to a year. Now, if they don't print enough, and they're like, oh, Rudy, I know you requested 10,000. Well, here's 500. Well, I'll have to do limit 1 or 2, and then you guys can buy 1 or 2 from me every month for the next 30, 60, 90 days until it runs out, and add it to your other orders, whatever you want to do. I don't really care. Now, if there's barely anything, well, if I get a couple hundred boxes only, or 100, well, we'll just do a comment on a post, and everybody gets a couple boxes, and that's it. I mean, I am at the mercy, just like all of you, waiting for these products. I do remain hopeful that they will eventually get caught up and stabilized with this playbox situation. So I encourage everybody to not be overly dramatic. Do not overspend on this stuff. Do not try to speculate on playboxes. They are for playing and enjoying, opening. Yes, long term, they will go up in price as almost everything does. But at the same time, it's too soon to make any real educated decisions on how this market's going to treat these things long term. So we all need to be careful on that. Now, so Tarkir playboxes within the next 30 days. Yay, finally. After that, we have Final Fantasy playboxes. I believe they're either just starting to be reprinted or they are next in queue. We're supposed to have Final Fantasy playboxes for the holidays, which I know is holidays. Oh my god. It's targeting November, which this is September, everybody. That's 60 days away. So Final Fantasy playboxes are supposed to be behind that on the reprint schedule. After that, going into Q1 of next year, with January and February of 2026, we're supposed to get more Foundation, Bloomburrow, and of course, the newest of new, Edge of Eternity's playboxes. And I'm hoping at some point there's more Spider-Man playboxes around the Final Fantasy holiday time, and we don't have to wait till February or March to get Spider-Man. Because again, by the time we hit January, February, March, Now, are we going to like Lorwyn? Are we? Or wait, no, we're past Avatar. Then we're going to. I mean, these sets keep piling up, and we keep getting further and further away. I'm still trying to get Bloomborough from a year ago, you know. And hello, I mean, Foundations. Like, we're still trying to get some of this, and the more we march into the future and this doesn't get solved, the scarier and the more uncomfortable it gets, because people are going to get more and more jittery. The market's going to get more and more speculative. And again, if we go through 2026 and it doesn't get fixed, I mean, look at this stuff. Let's paint a simple picture. What's the oldest? I guess Bloomborough, right? Bloomborough play boxes would be the oldest. I mean, think about this. Hold on a second. Think about this. We've got one final restock of Bloomborough Commander coming, I believe. I don't even think it's that big. I think we got one coming. We have Bloomborough collectors are probably $1,000 by the time you watch this video. You can't have $1,000 collector boxes and play boxes are going to be $150. Like, when Bloomborough comes back in stock again, I'm going to sell it to patrons for the same price I sold it for the last year. $118. I pay your shipping. I pay your PayPal. No shady friends and family shit. I don't know how you guys do that with people. And it's still $118. Price isn't changing, folks. But I'm warning you all. Bloomborough into 2026 is crossing 2 years plus old. When a product gets 2 to 3 years old, it is at the end of its life cycle. There is not much more coming. So even if you can't get it from me getting a restock for $118 in the next 3 to 4 months, understand, folks, Bloomborough collectors are $1,000. The play boxes are not going to stay. I think right now they're what, $130, $140, $150. Patron price is $118 because Rudy's a salesman and I'm selfish. Wait, what? Is Rudy trying to make money? Does anybody else know this? No. Well, don't tell social media. God, be nice. Anyways, so yeah, you can't have $1,000 collector boxes in Bloomy. In Bloomy, I don't think we should say Bloomy. That sounds like Blow Me. In Bloomborough, you can't have $1,000 boxes. And a play box is $140. That's too much of a disparity. The Bloomborough play boxes, once it's out of print, I don't know when that's going to be, is going to have to be $200-$300. There's no way around that. You can't have a $1,000 plus collector box and have it staying that way. I mean, Wizards of the Coast has done a great job keeping Lord of the Rings draft and set stable because they keep reprinting it, because the collector boxes are $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. But eventually, when there's not more play in or draft and set box of Lord of the Rings, I mean, the prices are going to run. And when they run, again, if collector boxes of Lord of the Rings are $1,000 to $3,000, a draft and a set box of Lord of the Rings is not going to be $100, $110, $120. The market's going to pull it higher. It's just a matter of when, and nobody knows. All right, that's enough magic talk. So, Pokemon. As of right now, I am most likely going to be holding off on offering Pokemon to patrons on release day for the first time ever, because I'm going to wait it's like 2-3 weeks I was told. I'm going to wait 2-3 weeks for the second wave to show up. And I feel that's going to offer two things. Number one, the price should be more accurate. So it's either going to spike higher or it's going to tank when another wave comes. So in other words, the price will be more stabilized and the market's going to get a better understanding of the value of the new Pokemon box. So I think that's going to give a more accurate sales price. Historically, when a wave 2 hits, usually you have a price drop. So I expect, if they're pre-ordering for $350 for a new Pokemon box, I would expect when wave 2 hits within a few weeks, that downward pressure should push from $350 to maybe what, $250 to $3? Not that great, but still, I mean, if you can get an extra $20-$30 off a box, hey, fuck, it's $20-$30 off a box. I expect that to happen. So I am going to wait 2-3 weeks, let both the waves show up, and we can all figure it out together. I can't believe the first set of a new Pokemon era, which is considered a base set, is this high demand and people are this excited. Every single new block of Pokemon, from XY to Sun and Moon to Sword and Shield to Scarlet fucking Violet, every single new block of Pokemon I've been a part of in the last, I don't know how old I am anymore, the base set is always met with negativity. It always is weaker than everything else, than the expansion sets. it's never as strong. This is the first time I've ever seen a base set of a new block of Pokemon, and people are hyped about the base set. So that's what's going on. I don't know why that is. Okay? So, with that being said, let's go to Flesh and Blood. I need to probably do a whole video on this. There's so much stuff going on Flesh and Blood I haven't been able to cover. Same thing with, I need to do a Weiss video, One Piece video, a Sorcery video, and a lot of you guys keep asking me to do a Lorcana video, because even the first set of Lorcana is still 60% crashed from its price a few months ago, and for some reason it's not moving back up, and it's the first set. There's a lot of things going on. It's tough to keep up with everything and all that, I guess. So, last but not least, the Flesh and Blood right now, and then I'm gonna cut it off here. I've been rambling too long. The Flesh and Blood Super Slam. So obviously, Legend Story Studios, James White, they're all fucking pissed off, and everybody's because somebody apparently stole some product from either the factory. It's not even in English, I don't think, so it's overseas. Somebody stole some Flesh and Blood of the new set, opened it up, spoiled the set, and put it all over the internet, and it's caused all kinds of a shitstorm. Obviously, I do not agree with that. I don't like the idea that somebody, A, stole someone else's product, B, kind of took a swing at them by just, super slam, no pun intended, then took all the cards, laid them out, opened them up, put them on the internet, ruined the spoiler season, the excitement, the cards. So again, by the time it comes out in a few more weeks, everyone's known what the set is for a month. It doesn't have the same vibe because we're all wired to be short-term idiots and Timmys in this world. So we have a lot of moving components. A lot of people are giving James White a bunch of kind of pushback and criticizing him because he went on social media pissed off because somebody stole his stuff. I don't know why that's considered a negative thing. If somebody stole my shit, I'd be pretty pissed off and telling people to fuck this, fuck that. I'd be doing the same thing if somebody stole my shit. Like, this is what someone's entire life has been, to build and do something. And yeah, why would you not be upset? I don't know. Now, feedback. Now, what I've seen is a lot of patron messages from you guys saying, Rudy, I saw a lot of the leaked cards, and honestly, I'm kind of excited about it. I kind of like some of the mechanics and reprints. I don't know, I'm kind of excited for the Super Slam thing. Okay, well, that's great news, okay? I mean, you know, that's cool. Other things, then you've got a lot of churning and burning people that are pissed off about it, the Flesh and Blood, the Living Legend stuff. The reprint policy, apparently this new set has a fabled, I guess, generic gem or resource card. I'm assuming it's another gem of some sort. Apparently it's playable. That's what a couple patrons already messaged me. I haven't seen it yet. I saw some spoiler pictures that people stole online, but they weren't in English, and I'm too stupid to do translating, and I'm just not that smart. And apparently there's a lot of hootenanny and hoopla about that. And apparently a lot of people now are angry because Flesh and Blood is printing powerful cards that are required to play in the Fabled or the Legendary more than necessary, or a 4 of, or the Majestic pool is too difficult to get what they want. There's a lot of... I've kind of stepped away. I just kind of listen and follow it all. Because the biggest thing I've learned doing this in so much time, folks, I mean, honestly, I'm not sure how much of this really means anything. It's such short-term noise. I mean, whoever stole the product, they're probably going to get caught. They're probably going to get in trouble. They're probably going to go after them. Number two, chances are it's not going to happen again, because however that happened, they're going to fix the loophole or the opening or whatever happened. Number three, this stuff happens in the card world. It's happened with Pokemon. It's happened with Magic, and now it's happened with Flesh and Blood. I mean, for some reason, people like the idea of getting products way before release and being the person to spoil it. It's like a power thing, or look at me, or I get the views and the clicks. Maybe they monetized it. I don't know. It's always been a thing with YouTube and social media. About 5-6 years ago, I kind of backed away from trying to be the first to market for opening new Magic or Pokemon or Flesh and Blood. I don't really do that anymore. I don't really like that stress and rush of hurry up, get the product here, now hurry up and get it on YouTube and open it. I kind of stepped away from a lot of that, and also, the box breaks and the whatnots and the live streams and everything is just it's such a different era now, everybody. You know, it's so flooded. I don't feel box openings are as exciting to do anymore. I know a lot of you all keep asking me, begging me to do box openings. I will be bringing them back, but it's just been interesting. I'm still excited about Flesh and Blood. I'm very curious to see what this new Super Slam is. Personally, Personally, I thought, the Hunted was probably my favorite one recently because it had more of a gritty, fighting, raw feel to it. High Seas, I love treasure, pirate type stuff, so I really connected and enjoyed that. Honestly, before that, Rosetta, Tales of Aria 2.0, I called it, was just a gorgeous set. I mean, I didn't like it as much as Misty. I wasn't Heavy Hitters was nice, but it didn't. It felt like a kind of a WTR kind of sequel of kind of melee combat kind of thing. But I'm not sure what to think of Super Slam. It feels like another kind of Welcome to Wraith kind of Heavy Hitters type of sequel, type of combat type set. But again, I haven't really looked at all the cards. Again, I'm not a Pro Tour organized, hardcore player in Fab. I'm like Magic and Pokemon. I know the basics how to play. Just like Weiss and One Piece. I know the basics. I'm not a pro player. And one of the downsides of my position in life, you don't get to enjoy a lot of this stuff anymore. I don't think people fully understand or realize how shitty that is. So, conclusion here. We've got this Spider-Man drama coming. The Pokemon thing with split release is going to be a fucking nightmare because prices are going to swing, and I'm hoping they don't go higher. I think it's already extremely high, and there's barely any for sale. Anything that's listed for $300 just sells immediately. I would hope Pokemon stays where it is, or in Wave 2 knocks it down a little bit to maybe $250, $275. That's what I would like to see. Past that, whatever. Flesh and Blood, same thing. It looks like boxes are sitting around the normal like $125 for Super Slam, so $500 for a case. I think that's very fair. That's essentially sitting at around MSRP for my MSR Penis Gang. You guys should be super happy about that. That's about it. I guess MSRP Gang should be pretty happy. Spider-Man play boxes are $210, $220, which is MSRP Gang. That's where they all jerk off and get happy, so you guys should be happy about that. Super Slam for Fab's MSRP. I guess Pokemon's the only thing that's still about... What's MSRP Pokemon? 160, 70? So if it's at, 300? So it's double MSRP. So Pokemon still remains the craziest if you can even get it. And if distributors are going to continue to mark everything up to oblivion. Yeah, that's all I got, folks. It's going to be a pretty wild thing. Sorcery. Yes. Too soon. Let's save it. Let's let it be. Last but not least, if you waited this long in the video, friendly reminder, the premiercardgrading.com, free booster boxes of Scarlet Violet era, the codes and free Final Fantasy play boxes and all this stupid stuff we were doing is pretty much coming to an end this weekend. I'm going to be pulling it down because simply put, it was just a courtesy thing and you guys are just fucking obliterating us with orders right now. So we're going to be pulling that down. So I'm going to give you guys a little notice here. This is being filmed the end of the week. So this weekend's going to be it. I'm going to pull all those down. I don't think we're going to do that again. I'm letting people grade 30 cards and then giving away $250 boxes. I don't know if I'm going to do that again. Not very profitable at all for the business, but made a lot of you guys happy. So past that, please, my closing statements today, everybody, going into the weekend. Try to be nice and respectful to everybody. I encourage people to remember when you go to local stores and friends and events and conventions, the people you meet are usually really cool in person, and they don't reflect what you see on social media. Social media, everybody's a keyboard warrior and wants to be the big penis and attack everybody and ban and censor and terminate and suspend. But in real life, people are still people. And I hope people remember that, everyone out there, most of us, 99% of people are not trying to scam you. And most people are good, but it can be very confusing when you look online and you look at comment sections, you look at the state of the world. The world has a lot of problems. We live in a complicated society. There is a lot of problems. There's no way to sugarcoat that we live in a perfect world. But remember, folks, I still believe there has never been a better time to have opportunity to learn and be exposed to information and have a supercomputer as your cell phone in your pocket and to learn about the world and expose yourself. Sure, there were times in the past that were maybe easier. Maybe the wealth gap was different. Politics were different. You have different rules, laws, and quality of life may have been better or worse, but there's never been a better time that people have opportunity to learn right now and have opportunity to see what's out there. If you're watching me on the internet, what is internet? And we all have supercomputer cell phones. And you can learn research about anything in the world from your pocket where your left nut is. And you can just, so you can choose to, swipe on a bunch of jiggling chicks and healthy women and on dating websites, and you can watch a bunch of brainless garbage on the internet, or you can choose to do something with your life and, put some effort, take some risk, and work hard and see where it takes you. And, nobody ever got older. Nobody ever became 70, 80 years old. And no one's sitting on their deathbed at 80, 90 years old, swiping at a bunch of chicks in YouTube shorts and TikToks. I guarantee you most people realize the value of friends, children, having a family, and the things you've done, the things you've experienced, the things you've learned. And I think that's something that we all need to kind of really reground ourselves, because, man, this culture of short-term flipping and crypto and this gambling epidemic and, the drinking, the smoking, smokeless stuff, everything. I mean, I don't even know how I feel about that. I have $1 million in tobacco companies, a Philip Morris Ultra, British American, Imperial brands. I've made so much money on these things. But it's like, when those tobacco companies do so good, I'm realizing those are all just working people, stressed and probably miserable, or I don't know. It's a very double-edged, complicated thing, Hope you all learned something today. Have a beautiful day out there. As always, try to do some good in the world. Be nice to people. You'd be surprised how far it can get you when you're just nice. Anybody ever buy anything out? Is anybody going to do the $1 million buyout? Or is that just crap at this point? Nobody's ever going to do that? Am I going to do that? Should I do that? Or did Rudy already do it?